that was frustrating. Sorry about that. I'm going to be here for the next 15 minutes and then I'll leave. I was supposed to be leaving at 10, but I'll give you an extra 15 minutes because that was annoying. I don't know why, just my little router suddenly just went, sorry, I just burped, just went, sorry, I'm going to turn orange. What are you going to do about it? So, we're back. I was in the middle of a really good story as well. I say really good story, it's like the first time I've ever told a story about me being really hungover. Sorry about that. So, where did I leave? Where did I leave this? Oh yeah, I can get through this show. If I can get through the show, I'm Wonder Woman. I am Wonder Woman, and I can get through anything. So, I finish Pulled, I sing the final note of Pulled, and I feel like the back of my head is going to open up and my brain is just going to slip right out onto the stage. That was my entire show. And yeah, that's pretty much the story. It's the most hungover I've ever been during a show. And yeah. I've never been drunk on stage. My God, no, I'm still a professional. I'm still, I'll still do my job to the best of my ability, despite the physical and mental state I am in. But no, I'll never turn up to work drunk. No way. I know people who have, but that's another story. When you say, did you get caught hungover, our company manager and crew are often out with us. So, like, no one... as long as you come in the next day and you do your job consistently and to the best of your ability, no one can have a go at your life choices outside of the theatre. The issue would be is if you went out, got very drunk, and then called in sick the next day. That's when suddenly your life choices are affecting your show. But if you can do the show whilst hungover, then no one's gonna have a go at you. The girl that appeared when you disappeared got so excited. Who? Oh, like the live stream that appeared when I disappeared? I see what you mean now. I was like, who appeared when I disappeared? What? And there should be a book tour when The Curtain Falls comes out. Obviously I don't know like locations or logistics yet. And because it's so far away, it's hard to plan what I'm going to be doing around the tour, because if like an acting job comes up, it's hard to then figure out what happens to the book tour, because it's hard to sort of turn down 4 or 5 months of work for like a week's book tour. Yeah. But there should be a book tour. There should be some kind of tour. It just depends whether it's like all in 1 week or if it's like spread out again, or if it's, maybe a few weeks after the book comes out, or if it's as soon as the book comes out. I keep burping, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's hard to figure out. Annabelle Saturn, you are now the #1 fan. Thank you very much. No, I still haven't seen Book of Mormon as well. I know I really want to see it. Really want to see it. Yeah, I can't wait for When the Curtain Falls either. Like, that sounds like a strange... I can't wait for When the Curtain Falls. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys reading it. I should be finishing it in the next couple days. I'm so gonna cry. As soon as I write the words "the end," I'm going to sob. I can't wait. Any recommendations for theatre buffs in London? Go and see The Grinning Man at the Trafalgar Studios. I really want to see it again. I loved it so much. I thought it was great. I want to see it again. Do you prefer an act in a tour or a stay-at-home show? Both have their ups and downs. I love doing a tour when you're in each place for like 2 weeks, because then you get to settle. You have a day off in between those 2 weeks when you get to go and like explore the city. But doing a tour when it's like a week at a time, like Adams was, that was a killer. That was really hard. How long does it take before the book can actually be published? Or the reason that the deadlines are sort of like 6 months away from the book actually being released is because, so the way that I usually do it, and I'm sure many other authors do it, is that every like 10,000 or 20,000 words, I'll send that to my editor, and my editor will edit it. So by the time we get to the final, I'm just gonna wait for that to go past. By the time we get to the end of the first draft, we're kind of already at the second draft because it's already been edited. So after the sorry, I was reading another question. After the first/second draft is done, it will go through a finer edit, like a line-by-line edit, which I'll then have to go over myself. And then usually there'll be like a couple other things, because it'll go through a couple people looking at it, the publishers. And so my editor will go through it like once, and then someone else will probably go through it, just have a look and pick up on a few other things. Then a copy editor will go through it, and a copy editor is usually things like grammar and spelling, and every now and again there'll be something that they pick up on structurally about the story that they'll flag, and that'll be fixed. And then from there, that's kind of it. You get one more sort of chance to look through it. They'll print it out and send it to you, and you'll get one more chance to go through it with a little red pen and fix the final details, and then that's it. Then it gets published. Ooh, it's terrifying. Would you ever take an office job? I mean, if I had to, yeah, but I don't necessarily have to, and I don't really want to, because that's not the job that I want. I want to be an actress. You know, if I had to take an office job, if it got to a point where, no work was coming in and I was like really strapped for cash and needed to take a job, I'm not beyond sitting behind a desk, and I'm not beyond, or like working behind a bar or working in Tesco's or anything. But I'd rather not, because I'd rather be an actress. I'm growing, I say I'm growing my hair out. I'm growing it out again. But I'm sure at some point I'll want to cut it off again. So is Scott regretting all the times he scared you on Instagram? Probably. He's really jumpy. For someone who's so jumpy, he scares a lot of other people. Oh no, please don't tell me it's frozen again. That would be really sucky. Okay, good, we're not frozen. Yeah, there is, you know, the Instagram story highlights now. I have made like a highlight reel on Instagram of me just terrifying Scott. So if you want a good giggle, I recommend going to see that. My favourite cake is coffee and walnut. Really love a coffee and walnut cake. And I like ginger cake as well. Oh, ginger cake. Yeah, I just like cake. I'm not really fussy on the flavour. Favourite ice cream is rum and raisin. Oh, I love rum and raisin. Espresso, cappuccino. I can't say it. Espresso, cappuccino, or latte. I always go for a latte. I love a latte. I like a honey latte. That's what I have at home. It's basically just a latte with honey in it. But how's my back? My back hurts. I'm going to see an osteopath on Monday. That was the earliest he could get me in. I'm really looking forward to seeing him so he can figure out what's going on with my back. That'd be nice. What happened with Pete? We broke up. That's kind of all anyone needs to know about it. Are you and Oliver still dating? We were never dating. But thanks for asking. Erica Knox. Oh my god, that's throwing it back a little while. Erica Knox was this character. I wanted to figure out if I could do that cloning thing that everyone was doing back in like 2012, where you had like two of you in one shot. So I gave that a go and basically made up this character called Erica Knox. Erica is an anagram of Carrie, and Knox because Knox in Harry Potter means turning out the light, and she was a bit of a cow. I'll never bring her back. She left and moved to Australia. I'd maybe make another Fairy Tales video because I did enjoy those ones. Right, I'm going to be here for 2 more minutes and then I'm going to go. So a couple more questions. Was it difficult missing a lot of Christmasaurus rehearsals since you were in Singapore? I did panic a little bit when my flight got cancelled because it was snowing in England. That wasn't stressful. Yeah, I knew I could do it. I knew it was going to be fine. But my brother sent me the thin ice routine, a video, and so I learnt that at home, and it was really funny because he said he sent it to me to like make me panic. And I just sent it and went, yeah, I can do that, that's fine, and learnt it. And then got into work at that on the first day of rehearsals at 10 a.m, my first day of rehearsals, and just did the routine. And everyone was like, okay, great, let's move on. And I was like, ha ha, to Tom. But I learnt the show in 3 days. And that's the quickest I've ever learnt a show in my life. I don't know how I did it, because on the first day, I was so jet lagged, because I'd landed at 5 a.m. and then started rehearsals at 10. And I literally was like, oh, don't worry, that's just my brain leaking out of my ears. Don't worry about it, guys. Seriously, I'm fine. So yeah, that was an interesting day. Final question. If you got a call to say they need you to perform Les Mis as Eponine tonight, would you remember everything? I was having a conversation with Rob the other day, and I think so, If it was the version in town, I think I'd remember it because I did 959 performances of that show, and that's not something you forget easily. But I reckon I'd find it hard to remember which version, because I did the London version and then the Dubai version, and they're two different versions. One has a revolve, one doesn't. So I think I'd be able to remember it, but that's not guaranteed. Right, I'm going to go because I need to write some of my book. And thank you for joining me. Sorry that it cut out halfway through. So much love. Goodbye. Thank you for joining me. Mwah.